Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today in this mini tutorial I wanted to show you how to add thread to your netting. So I was working on this bracelet. I will leave a link to this tutorial if you fancy this bracelet. But for now I just want to show you how to add a new thread. I'm running out of thread here. So I have a new thread on the different needle. So I'm gonna take a stopper bead, take it to my new thread. I didn't take a very long one because on this bracelet I don't really need a long one anymore because I'm almost finishing. So, but you take as long as you need to your project you're working on. So I'm just gonna put the stopper bead at the very end. I don't need a long tail because this tail I'm just gonna cut once I'm done making loops. So I'm just gonna leave a small tail. So now my thread is coming out of here and I want to take my new thread exactly to the same spot. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna, trace where my needle's gonna be coming from. So I know my needle has to come from this side and here. So I'm gonna take my thread through these two beads. Or let's say I go straight through that cross bead as well. See? And then I'm gonna take my thread there. And it's just gonna stop because I have stop bead there. And now here, I'm gonna make a loop. I'm just gonna go down through the existing thread there because there is already a thread between the beads. So I'm gonna take my needle below that thread, leave a small loop, take my needle through and just make that overhand knot. So I made one knot already. Now I'm gonna go through this two beads and then I'm gonna straight go through that bugle in between. And now I'm gonna make my second knot here because one knot is not really enough when you are working on netting. So I'm gonna take my thread beneath the existing thread already and then small loop, take my needle through and make that overhand knot. That's it. I made two knots and then I'm gonna take my needle through to a place where I'm supposed to be. So see, in the same bead where now this bead is where my old thread's coming off and then my new thread is coming out of the same place as well. So I already made two knots and then I can remove this stop bead. So I'm just gonna hold that. See, stop bead, there is a small thread showing. I'm just gonna take my scissors and cut it. That's it. That's how I add a new thread. But now I have to get rid of the old one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna continue the natural, see where my thread is coming out of. So to hide it, I should go straight ahead. And then I'm gonna come out that top cross bead. And now I should be able to go down. So I will go ahead and go through all those beads that are forming the picot on top. Then I'm gonna go down through that cross bead again. And now here, I want to make my first knot. So I'm gonna go through that existing thread. I'm just gonna go below that existing thread between the beads, take my needle through, leave a small loop, take my needle through that loop, and pull my thread. I made one knot. I'm gonna go down a couple beads, and then I'm just gonna come out, let's say here. So I went all through those 5 beads. And now here I want to make my second loop. I'm gonna go below that existing thread, take my needle through, leave a small loop, take my needle through that loop, and make that overhand knot. And now I'm just gonna take my needle a bit further from that second knot. I'm just gonna go through the bugle. And then let's say I just want to go through those couple more beads here. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and cut at the very base. And that's it. I have my new thread coming out of exactly where my old thread was coming out of. And then you just continue what you were doing. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. That's how you add a new thread and get rid of the tail in your netting. I will leave a link to this bracelet I'm working on. This is actually here. I'll show you the one I already made. So I'm releasing tutorials on every Tuesday and Friday. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.